So let's take a look at frame rates. Frame rates can change from one shot to the next, and we can shoot at 24 frames a second, which is 23.976 natively. You can shoot at a straight up 24 frames per second on some cameras. You can shoot at 25, you can shoot at 60, 120, and so on. Your higher frame rates give a much smoother field of motion, or with more frames, it feels much smoother when you're doing slow motion work. You're going to want to shoot with a higher frame rate when you're shooting on green screen to help with motion blur and things like that when it comes to keying and chroma keying and all that. But when you're working with stock footage, a lot of times you need to make slight adjustments to the speed. I would suggest making slight adjustments to the frame rates so that they all match. When your frame rates, I found, when your frame rates all match on your B-roll, it tends to render quicker. I think Premiere has to do less calculating and stuff like that, and jumping between frame rates as you're rendering. So that's one thing I've noticed with Premiere. So how can we change frame rates? Now, I've got a piece of drone footage here. It was shot at, let me back this up here. Alright, so I've got a piece of drone footage here that was shot at 60 frames a second. It's 59.94. And I've got a sequence that is currently 30 frames per second, 29.97. So I want to take my drone footage, and if I play this right now, just play it up here in the source panel, that is real-time speed. That's how I shot it. But maybe I want to take a segment, like maybe right here. Maybe I want to take this segment and I just want to have a really nice slow motion piece with it. So what I'm going to do, and this is at 59.94, but let's slow it down. I can actually go into this clip here, and I'll just right click on my footage in my project panel. So I'm in the project panel, right click on my footage. I'm going to go to Modify, Interpret Footage. This window pops up and you can change it, field order, pixel aspect ratio, different things like that. But right now we are just worried about the frame rate. We're going to look at the frame rate, and as you can see, it's 59.9401. I am going to select assume this frame rate, and before we make any changes you can see the duration is 1 minute 15 seconds and 47 frames. If I click this, you can see it jumps drastically. Now we're going to change it to 39, so it's 29.97 frames per second, and it changed to 2 minutes and 13 seconds. Let's take a look at that. I'll show you that again. So modify, interpret footage. There you go. 2 minutes and 31 seconds, excuse me, and 17 frames. So basically it doubled. Click OK. So now if I bring this footage in, like that, that's fine, we'll change it, what the heck. So now if I bring this in and I push play, it's much slower, and you can see that my section is off, so I need to adjust this. Like so. Whoops. There we go. Now I'm in the right spot. Like so. Yeah. So there's that clip that I want. And there we go.